And everyone, well, there you are. Now you can hear my voice. We've had a few audio, but we've got it now. So we can add a little commentary now, and appreciate the emails letting me know that the audio wasn't working. And I wouldn't mind hearing to make sure that the audio sounds okay by all of you watching and listening here tonight. Kurt Caden here from McDonald Stadium. We're in the bottom half of the third inning. As you were watching, Liberal back-to-back doubles with 2 outs in the top half of the third inning plated the first and only run of the ball game, and it's 1-0 Liberal. It was Bryson Allen doubling with 2 away. He was the number 9 hitter, and then Luke Shirley nearly took one out of the yard, hit it off the fence, and that plated Allen, and that allowed the BJs to take the 1-0 lead here. So the Broncos, who are looking for their first hit, Kyle Kasser, who just joined the squad from the University of Oregon, is up to bat. And he's got a 3-2 count and the pitch, and Kasser fouls it down the left field line. Love to hear from you. Our email address, comments, excuse me, that's not it. It's cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. Here's another tapper out to short, and the Broncos have been wearing out balls out to shortstop. That is the third grounder fielded nicely by Shirley and over to first here in this ball game. So it is Noah Lee's turn at bat here to see what he can do. cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com is the email address, and I can read those emails right here. Would love to hear from Bronco fans as well as BJ fans who are watching and enjoying the contest here tonight from McDonald Stadium. Lee looks at strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Noah Lee out of Cisco. Talked to him. He said, that's way out. There's nothing out there in Western Texas. He was pretty blunt about it, too. He was fun to visit with. We talked to him during the last contest we had here, which really seems like a long time ago. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Lee in the dirt. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away here in the home half of the third inning. Jake Woodkey will be next. The pitch, Lee is swinging a foul ball. So Lee stays alive with that foul ball. Great to have so many of you watching already. Be sure to let other family members and friends know about the ability. We broadcast all the home Bronco games. Curveball stayed up and in, ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Noah Lee. Lee is the catcher here tonight. Joshua Galvin is DHing. Here's Noah Lee up the middle, and a seeing eye single for Noah Lee. And the first hit. Scorekeeper Gina can finally put a hit on the El Dorado ledger. And the pitch to Jake Woodkey. Is at the plate. So no balls and 1 strike to Jake Woodkey. Lee over at first base, and the pitch is low, ball 2. Tyler Wiedenfeld is the pitcher for the Liberal BJs, and he's been tremendous so far. Wiedenfeld from the hip, and the pitch, and an check swing out to short. Shirley over to second, and only had time to force Lee at second base. So that's the second out of the inning. And the leadoff man, Clayton Dalrymple, will come up for the Broncos. The El Dorado Broncos with a 5-2 record right now. They went out to Hayes on their first road trip, took 3 out of 4 at Hayes, and then went to Derby last week, took 2 out of 3. Their weekend series with Wellington was rained out. Stealing on the first pitch, a nice throw, but it short hops the second baseman, and a stolen base for Jake Woodkey. Woodkey really had a good lead out there, too. Surprised Wiedenfeld didn't look him up over at first. He didn't, and that allowed Woodkey to steal the base. So the Broncos have a runner in scoring position with 2 out. Clayton Dalrymple looks at a 0-1 count here. Right-handed stick out of Kansas State, and Dalrymple hits it out to left field. That's going to fall in front of the left fielder. Woodkey around third. We're going to have a play at the plate. And the throw offline, and Woodkey slides in safely, and the Broncos have tied it up. An RBI single for Clayton Dalrymple. He takes second base on the throw home. So Dalrymple ties this game up at 1. Playing really deep out there was Gavin Webby, and Dalrymple dropped it out in front of him. Good throw, might have had Woodkey, but the throw was off the plate a bit there, and that allowed Woodkey to score. Here's Jonathan Eberhardt. Eberhardt coming into this game, batting just .235 after that tremendous start. 17 at bats, he's got 4 hits, but he has 5 RBI. No balls and 1 strike. Eberhardt right up on that box, and here's a pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. One to one our score. And Wiedenfeld delivers, again going outside. This one just off the plate for ball 1. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch, and a swing and a miss. But, well, both teams 2-out magic. And the Broncos got a double from Eberhardt, from Dalrymple to tie it up. So we're through 3. El Dorado and Liberal tied at 1. More play-by-play from McDonald Stadium in a moment. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball on YouTube. So welcome back. Kurt Caden here from McDonald Stadium, and I've had a couple of requests. Let us know what everyone's done, because I know even though we have the picture here, it doesn't do much without the audio, and so I'm glad we got the audio back, and I will let you know what the batters have done. Everyone has batted at least once so far in this game. We enter the top half of the 4th inning, and El Dorado and Liberal tied at 1. Teams at the top of the Jayhawk North standings. Pitching for the Broncos is Adam Keller, and he leads off Madison Foster with a strike. Foster struck out back in the 1st inning to end the 1st inning. He's the number 3 hitter. So 3, 4, 5 hitters for Liberal here in the 4th inning. Foster, a left-handed stick, and this one's high, and ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Madison Foster coming into this game, batting a paltry .405. So this is a pretty good stick here for Liberal, but he swings and misses, and it's 1-2. Keller came into this game. He had started just 1 game. and he went 3 innings, gave up 4 earned runs. He's really got things together here tonight in his second game. He has looked sharp, except for that back-to-back double stretch that Liberal put on him last inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Keller to Foster, and Foster drills one out to right, and I thought it was actually hit better than that. Dalrymple comes in on it and makes an easy grab for the first out of the inning. So here comes Brent Williams, the catcher. He popped out to shortstop in his first at-bat. For the Broncos tonight, since I said when I read these, you couldn't hear me because the audio wasn't working. But the Broncos out on the field, as you look at them, Keller is pitching and catching is Noah Lee. Give you the rest here in a moment. Here comes the first pitch to Williams, the right-handed catcher. And that pitch high, ball 1. Over at first base is Elijah Christensen. Kyle Kassers at second. Jake Woodkey's playing short. And Tony Colsing's over at third base. Here's the 1-0 pitch, outside, ball 2. In the outfield, the left fielder tonight for the Broncos is Jonathan Eberhardt. Center fielder is Tyler Sutherland, and Clayton Dalrymple's out in right field. Give you the Liberal defenders when they go out in the field next inning. 1-1 our score. We're in the top half of the 4th inning. Keller with a 2-ball, no strike count here to the number 4 hitter, Brent Williams. Long look in. And Williams has had enough of waiting, so he'll step out. Williams hitting 400 on the season, 5 RBIs, and of his 10 hits, just 1 has gone for extra bases. That was a double. And he'll bounce one over to Colsing at third. He corrals it, fires over to Christensen for the 5-3 putout. So here comes Matt Cole, the designated hitter, who struck out looking in the second inning. Matt Cole is a batting .375 on the year, 6 out of 16. He's knocked in 7 this year. He's got 2 doubles. Liberal was off last night. They did win Monday night. And again, for the Broncos, they haven't played since last Thursday, so almost a week off. And you figure these guys, so many of them playing college ball, they start their season, sometimes January, February. A lot of games then come February, March, April, May. They come here. They're ready to play a very busy schedule. And then all of a sudden you're stuck with 3 straight rainouts and then 2 scheduled off days. So these guys were chomping to get out here and get some baseball in. 2 balls and no strikes to Matt Cole. And the pitch, and that one's right in there for strike 1. A lot of special nights during this 4-game series with the BJs. Tonight is City of El Dorado Employee Night, and a nice crowd is gathered here at McDonald Stadium as we recognize the city employees, the mayor throughout the first pitch. 2 balls and a strike, and the pitch lined to first. Christensen with a great play. He'll toss it to Keller, and that will retire the side. What a play by Christensen. The putout goes 3-1. And we are through 3.5. Our score, Liberal 1, El Dorado 1. More play-by-play coming your way in a moment here on YouTube. And welcome back here to McDonald Stadium, bottom of the 4th inning. Both teams with 1 run on 2 hits, both teams scoring rather similarly. The BJs with 2 away in the 3rd inning got back-to-back doubles from Bryson Allen and Luke Shirley to score their run. the Broncos got, Woodkey hit into a fielder's choice, stole second with 2 outs, and then Clayton Dalrymple singled him home. So both teams have come up with some clutch two-out hit, and that's where we're at, 1-1. And the first pitch was a ball, and second pitch fouled off by Joshua Galvin. Both starting pitchers, mentioned Keller, didn't have real glaring numbers coming into this game as Galvin pokes one out to right field, and that will one-hop Madison Foster and a base hit for Galvin. Wiedenfeld's numbers coming in had started 2 games, pitched just 10 innings, had given up 10 hits and 11 runs, 9 of those earned. So he came in with an 8.10 ERA tonight. But he has looked brilliant through the first 3 innings. But a leadoff single for the Broncos. It's the first leadoff batter for either side to get on base. So here comes Elijah Christensen. Christensen's gone yard 3 times this year, looks at strike 1. Elijah Christensen out of Tarleton State. He's from Justin, Texas, 6'3", 235-pounder. Good-sized kid. Just made a terrific play down at first base on the defensive side. Galvin with a good lead. Doesn't go, and the pitch outside. Fastball outside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Every El Dorado Bronco home game can be seen and heard here on YouTube. Great to have you tuned in. Would love to get some emails from you. We've gotten some already as Christensen calls for time. Our email address, Caden Broadcasting, that's with a C, C-A-D-E-N, Caden Broadcasting @gmail.com. Love to hear from the liberal folks as well. Here's the pitch from Wiedenfeld, a little bit low, and ball 2. So Christensen now steps into a bit of a hitter's count. Wiedenfeld certainly doesn't want to go 3-1 here on Elijah. Christensen hitting .435 this year. And the pitch, and he belts one foul. That will land in the bullpen area of the Broncos down the third base line. So El Dorado with a 5-2 record, and that's all on the road so far. So a good start for the Broncos when you go to Derby and Hayes and come out winning 5 out of 7. And the one loss at Hayes, they were tied in the 9th and lost it 15-14. Christensen fooled there, swings and strikes out. So that'll bring up center fielder Tyler Sutherland. Sutherland grounded out to short back in the 2nd inning. Left-handed batter is Sutherland. Sutherland played at Neosho County. They had a really nice season. He's from Arkansas City. And the pitch gets away from the catcher Williams, and a free base for the Broncos. Galvin will trot down to second. So now Sutherland has a chance to give the Broncos the lead here. 4 games this week with the Liberal. Tonight, tomorrow night, Friday night, and Saturday night. Wiedenfeld looks at second, now pitches, and Sutherland a high chopper down to first, gloved easily by Brooks, and Nick Brooks will retire Sutherland. Galvin advances to third base, and now Tony Colsing, we'll see if he can drive him in with 2 outs. For the Liberal BJs out in the field, Nick Brooks is at first, Jalen Hubbard at second. Luke Shirley's at short, and Brady Cox is at third. Here's Colsing up the middle and a 2-out hit, and that will plate Galvin. And the Broncos take a 2-1 lead. Chad Gerwick has to love seeing 2-out singles like that to drive in runs. That's huge. The outfield for Liberal looks like this. Bryson Allen's out in center. Madison Foster's in right field. And the left fielder is Gavin Webby. So here comes Kyle Kasser, the second baseman, grounded out to short last inning, and quick throw over to first, and Colsing is back. Tony Colsing continues to hit the ball pretty well. He's came into this night batting .290. And the pitch low, nice stab there by Brent Williams, the catcher. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kyle Kasser from Duck Country, the University of Oregon. Wiedenfeld on the first base side of the pitching slab. And he comes home, and fouling it off his knee was Kasser. Noah Lee on deck for the Broncos. Overcast, but really no threat of rain. Just a really pleasant day to be out here. Temperatures, game time temperature was 82 degrees. Don't really have to worry about just getting cooked by the sun. Going on the pitch, and a perfect throw by Williams, and an easy pick of Colsing, who got a decent jump, but Brent Williams couldn't have placed that any better. So that will end the inning for the Broncos, but Tony Colsing's 2-out single gives the Broncos the lead. Our score after 4, it's El Dorado 2, Liberal 1. Back in a moment here on YouTube.
For $1, you get 3 tickets, and for $2, you get 10 tickets. At the end of the 7th inning, we will be drawing, and you will have a chance for 50% of that. Whatever they pay. Now batting after Liberal DJ, number 7, Brandon Cox.
And welcome back from McDonald's Stadium. Kurt Caden here. Glad to have you tuned in. Again, each and every home El Dorado Bronco game can be seen here on YouTube. And to make it easy, on YouTube, search Kurt Caden, CurtCaden, and then just subscribe to my channel for free. And I'll have the links for the next broadcast up. For tomorrow's game, I'll have it up either tonight or early tomorrow morning. I'll post it on the El Dorado Bronco Facebook page, post it on Twitter. Try to make it as accessible as possible. Top half of the 5th inning. El Dorado leading 2-1. Appreciate the email I just got from the Colsings, who are watching and listening up in Chaska, Minnesota. And I am familiar with Chaska, Minnesota. I was born and raised 20 years up in Wausau, Wisconsin. So used to, of course, I cheer, and I'm a Vikings fan. So I'm looking forward to some emails back and forth with the Colsings. Beautiful country, Chaska, Minnesota, especially this time of year. 2-0 pitch just in there for a strike. Adam Keller has gone the whole way so far for El Dorado. He's given up 1 run on 2 hits. He has struck out, let's say, 4 batters. And he hasn't walked anyone yet. He's been very efficient. Just got into a little bit of trouble in the 3rd. Back-to-back doubles from Liberal. Scored their only run. That was in the top of the 3rd. And here's a pitch just off the plate for ball 3. Up there is Brady Cox, 3rd baseman for the Liberal BJs. And he grounded out to shortstop in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning. Apologize for the lack of audio again we had through the first 2.5 innings. But we got it fixed. So glad that you stayed in there. 3 balls and 1 strike to Brady Cox. And the pitch from Keller off speed. Boy, a fastball count. He comes off speed, and way out in front was Brady Cox, and it's 3-2. Big thanks, as always, Doug Bell, Vicky Bell here with the El Dorado Broncos. Cox, slightly open stance, right-handed batter. Chokes up a bit here on the 3-2, and bouncing it in there, Noah Lee able to slow it down, but it'll be the first walk of the game by Adam Keller. So Nick Brooks is going to step up to the plate. Brooks, the first baseman. And he comes into this game batting right at .318. Liberal, I believe, 7-3 on the season. El Dorado, 5-2. Keller has to go from the stretch for just the second time tonight, and he throws in strike one. So no balls and one strike. Down at first base is Brady Cox. And Keller sets. Not a big lead by Cox over at first. And the pitch, and tapped foul to the third base coach. The Broncos, after this nice 4-game homestand, of course it was supposed to be 7 again, but the Friday, Saturday, Sunday games with Wellington were rained out. They will be made up at a later date. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week, the Broncos head to Dodge City, and then they have a weekend series at Hayesville. So after Saturday, our next broadcast will be the 4th of July weekend, July 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, when Hayes is in town. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit out to shortstop. This is tailor-made. Over to second for one. Over to first. Double play. 6-4-3 double play. Woodkey to Kasser to Christensen. And how much does a pitcher appreciate when he leads off the inning with a walk, induces a ground ball to short, and the infielders do exactly what they're supposed to do. They turn it nicely. So 2 away now, and here's Jalen Hubbard. Right-handed batter. Hubbard struck out back in the 3rd. And looks at strike one on the inside half. 2 away. We're in the top half of the 5th inning. Very well-played, well-pitched ball game so far, and well-fielded. The players are making plays. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that one stays high. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Broncos will have Kasser, Lee, and Woodkey, the bottom 3rd, coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jalen Hubbard, the Liberal BJ second baseman. He's got a slightly open stance, and he'll slap one out to right field, and Clayton Dalrymple fields it on 1 hop, so a 2-out single from Hubbard. And that double play looks even bigger right now for the Broncos. Here comes Bryson Allen. Allen hit the 2-out double that got things going for Liberal in the 3rd. He was then scored as the next batter, Luke Shirley, doubled him in. Allen hitting 400 on the season now with 5 doubles, over 400. So he's had a nice start to the year. And a quick throw over, and Hubbard is back. Bryson Allen from Mineral Wells, Texas, 5'7", 150, and went to Southeastern Oklahoma State. 2 throws over to first. Hubbard is back each time. Got a good lead. Oh, he was leaning, and the Broncos nearly picked him off. He had a lean to second, but his good quickness got him back just under the tag. So Adam Keller back on the mound, still waiting is Bryson Allen to see his first pitch, and now he will. He rifles one to third. Colsing's got it. He'll go the short way to second, and they'll retire the BJs. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We're halfway through from McDonald Stadium. Broncos 2, BJs 1. You're watching and listening to Jayhawk Summer League Baseball right here on YouTube. Back in a moment. And welcome back. Let's enter the bottom half of the fifth inning. Broncos 2, BJ's 1. Top two teams in the North Division, and they're playing like it. First pitch by Wiedenfeld to Kyle Kasser is fouled back, out of play. No balls and a strike. Sure do like seeing all the emails coming in. Here's the 0-1 up the middle. Shirley ranges, has it, and he'll throw it over to first base to retire Kasser. Appreciate, and I never get tired of seeing them. If you emailed me once, it's nice to know each night that you're watching and listening. And Jose and Migdalia Galvin are watching tonight from Cicero, Illinois. They say it's great to see and hear the games as Noah Lee tries to drag one. Wiedenfeld fields, bobbles a bit, then retires Lee 1-3. Yeah, glad to be watching and listening, and hoping the waterworks are done. Looks like we're in for some dry weather. Of course, the Broncos are gone all next week on the road. Wouldn't you know? We get some dry weather coming in. And now, after this 4-game series, the Broncos will be on the road. But again, those 3 games with Wellington will be made up. And if you're not familiar with the terrain here, Wellington not terribly far from El Dorado. So I imagine just finding a date that works for both teams. It's not like, Liberal and El Dorado, pretty long trip. Wellington and El Dorado not very far at all. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch foul. Look out into the Liberal dugout. Whoa. Jake Woodkey rifled one into the dugout. And I was looking at the players just behind the fence. The ball had gone over their head before they even reacted. That was rifled. And now curveball drops in for strike 3, and Woodkey is out. So cruising along from McDonald Stadium. We're through 5. Liberal and El Dorado, it's the Broncos 2 and the BJ's 1. We're back with more play-by-play in a moment here on YouTube. And welcome back here to McDonald Stadium. We head to the 6th inning. 2-3-0 for El Dorado, 1-3-0 for Liberal. And the top of the order up there for the BJs. In fact, both teams have gone through the order twice, and so Liberal, top of their order here in the 6th. El Dorado will have the top of their order in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Adam Keller, first pitch to Shirley was a ball. Here comes the 1-0. Shirley hits up the middle, and Keller snaps it. He'll throw it over to first base to retire Luke Shirley. Adam Keller, when he delivers the pitch, he is really in a very good fielding position. He's really square to the plate and ready to field it. Eric Winter's family has been emailing me. They're from Oakdale, Minnesota. That's even closer. That's I'm pretty sure Oakdale, isn't that right there in the St. Paul, White Bear area? Pretty sure it is. If it is, I'm very familiar with that neighborhood. Relatives lived in White Bear, just off of White Bear Lake. Always like going up there. No balls and a strike to Gavin Webby, the left fielder. Webby is 0 for 2. Grounded out to short and grounded out to first. Here's one that's going to find its way into center field. Webby guiding that one out to the outfield for a single, and here comes Madison Foster. Adam Keller from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, 6'2", 205-pounder. And he plays his ball at West Virginia. Here's Madison Foster, a strikeout victim in the first inning, and a fly out to right field in the third. Over at first base is Webby. Webby, good secondary lead as Foster looks at strike one. Foster coming into this game batting .405. 2-1 El Dorado, top half of the sixth inning. Keller delivers, and that one's high and inside. Ball one. Noah Lee popping out of there, ready to gun down to second if needed. Brent Williams, the catcher, stands on deck. Left-handed batter is Madison Foster. He plays right field for these Liberal BJs. And the pitch and a swing and a miss. The BJs have, in my opinion, after El Dorado, maybe the best uniform around. I love that kind of that powder blue and the numbers, a red jersey. It's a good-looking uniform. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Casual lead by Webby, and the 1-2 is high, ball 2. Both bullpens very quiet. Lots of folks here at the stadium tonight, either watching this game or watching some of the youth baseball going on just out past the scoreboard that you can see on your picture. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the sixth, and the pitch is low. Noah Lee moves his feet so good and really made that look very easy as he stopped that ball. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And what does Liberal want to do here? Do they want to get Webby in motion? Shirley led off the inning with a ground out to Keller, the pitcher. Webby a little better lead now, and he's going. And the pitch hit right out at second base. It hits the runner, so he will be out, as I think he was trying to, I'm not sure if he even looked back, but that ball hit him, Gavin Webby, right in stride. So runner interference. That'll go, I don't think that certainly doesn't go as a hit for Foster. So 2 away. Brent Williams, 0 for 2. Popped out to short, grounded out to third. And okay, so that does go down as a hit for Madison Foster. Gary, the league statistician, would know, so we'll go with it. Outside, ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes to Brent Williams. 2 away here in the BJ 6th inning. Madison Foster down at first base. 2-1. And here comes Adam Keller. He delivers, and that's right in there for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike. Back at it tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. First pitch, Liberal at El Dorado, game 2 of this 4-game series. We'll have it for you here on YouTube. 2 balls and a strike. Keller. And just a bit high. No offer from Williams, and it's 3-1. These two teams in the same division, the Jayhawk North. So next month, El Dorado will play 4 games in Liberal. 3 balls and a strike. Good hitters count here for Williams. The right-hander ready, and a swing and a miss. And again on a good hitters count, Adam Keller does not just pipe in a fastball. He comes in with a slider there. And a swing and a miss from Williams. Now 3-2. Foster will be on the move. Christensen telling Keller, I'm not holding him on anymore. No reason to. Foster will get a little better lead now. Wind, as it so often does here, blowing from right to left. And the pitch from Keller is going to be outside, ball 4. Didn't really want to give in to Williams there, you could tell. So here comes Matt Cole, who's 0 for 2 on the night. Noah Lee's going to walk out and talk to Keller. Neither team has been real busy on the base paths tonight. The runs have kind of come quick. Back-to-back doubles for Liberal in the third, scored their only run. For the Broncos, a 2-out single, scored Jake Woodkey in the third. And then another 2-out single in the fourth, this time delivered by Tony Colsing, scored Joshua Galvin. But we haven't seen, I think this might be the first time we've had 2 runners on base at the same time. Keller for El Dorado, Wiedenfeld for Liberal have pitched beauties. 2-1 Broncos. Top of the 6th. Now Liberal looks for a big 2-out hit. And Keller delivers a pitch, and that's skied a mile high. Drifting back is Woodkey, and he makes the catch in short left field, and that will end the inning. So Liberal threatens, but they don't get that key 2-out hit. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Broncos 2, BJ's 1. We're back in a moment here on YouTube. And welcome back here to El Dorado, the top of the lineup for the Broncos here in the home half of the 6th inning. Dalrymple, Eberhardt, and Galvin. Clayton Dalrymple lead it off. He's 1 for 2, a single and an RBI in the 3rd inning. Grounded out to the pitcher in the 1st inning. Wiedenfeld back out there. He's thrown 56 pitches, 41 strikes, and he's really been in the zone tonight. Strike 1 to Dalrymple as he swings and misses. Wiedenfeld, a quick worker, and back to the plate and in there for a strike, strike 2. Clayton hitting .379 coming into this game. He's got 6 stolen bases to lead the Broncos. So Chad Gerwick would love to see Clayton get on board here, and off speed, pop towards the Liberal dugout, giving chase is Nick Brooks, but it hits the top of the dugout and out of play. So Clayton stays alive. 2-1 El Dorado. 2-3-0 for the Broncos. 1-5-0 for the BJs. And Wiedenfeld winds and deals, and that one's just high, ball one. Same two teams tomorrow, Friday and Saturday. Start times the same each night, 7 o'clock. Some activity now in the Bronco bullpen. Here's Dalrymple staying alive as he chops one foul. And that ball trying to get back into play. Salentino running down for the Broncos. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Dalrymple on his fist grounds it out to short. Dalrymple can really burn it, but he's going to be out by a step. Good strong throwing arm by Luke Shirley, easy for me to say. So a 6-3 putout will bring up John Eberhardt. Jonathan Eberhardt got off to a great start at home against Denver and Newton. But he's come on some hard times. His batting average has dipped below 230 now. And he looks at strike one. No balls and a strike. And the pitch to Eberhardt, and he fouls it out of play. It'll be another 0-2 count here for the Broncos. Wiedenfeld really quick worker, getting to the mound. He's throwing strikes. Eberhardt trying to slow down his pace a little bit. Wiedenfeld's in a nice zone right now, nice rhythm. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. And Eberhardt hits it out to right center field. Giving chase to center fielder, and the catch. Nice running grab out there by Bryson Allen. And Eberhardt is retired. So 2 down, and Joshua Galvin comes up. Galvin singled and scored the go-ahead run back in the 4th inning. Singled, took second on a wild pitch, took third on a fielder's choice, and came home. He chops one out to second. Hubbard's got it, and he'll throw Galvin out. Another routine inning for Wiedenfeld. We're through 6. El Dorado 2, Liberal 1. Back in a moment here on YouTube. Chops one out to second. Hubbard's got it. El Dorado 2, Liberal 1. Back in a moment here on you. And we open up the top half of the 7th inning. The Liberal BJs will have Cox, Brooks, and Hubbard, the scheduled 3. The BJs are coached. Their manager is Adam Anderson out of Southern Arkansas. Craig Anderson, assistant coach at the New Jersey Institute of Technology. The coaching staff for the BJs, the first pitch just a bit outside, ball 1. So Brady Cox, 0 for 1 officially. He walked in the 5th inning to lead off that inning, but he was erased on a 6-4-3 double play. Here's a high chopper. Colsing calls for it. He fires over to first, and they'll get him out by a step. Colsing really has a cannon. So a 5-3 putout. And that'll bring up Nick Brooks. Nick Brooks grounded out to Colsing at third in the third, and a 6-4-3 double play victim in the fifth inning. Nick Brooks coming into this game, 318 hitter. And a swing and a miss. Adam Keller gets out in front, 0-1. Keller got his sign from catcher Noah Lee. And Keller brings it home and high, ball one. The off-speed, the curves, the sliders have really been effective for Keller tonight. The fastball, more often than not, has been used more of as a show pitch. Top of the seventh inning. And there's a swing and a miss. Again, off speed from Keller. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 away here in the top of the seventh. Field here in El Dorado. Of course, a turf infield, grass outfield. I'm not sure if you can tell on the webcast, but you can certainly, from this bird's eye view, tell where the water really collects. We had a ton of rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here in south central Kansas. And out in left center field is really kind of the treacherous area. Some sand out there where normally would be grass. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nick Brooks. And the pitch high, ball 3. Jalen Hubbard would be next for the BJs. 2-1 Broncos, top half of the seventh inning. Keller in there for strike 3. Fastball, just as I said, he's been using it as a show pitch, and I think Brooks was looking for something different there. Nice placement and a strikeout looking. That's 2 away here in the seventh inning. Both pitchers very effective tonight. Different methods. Wiedenfeld really catches it from the catcher, gets on that mound. He's ready to fire. Keller's been a little slower working, gathering himself, but he's been spot on as well. Both pitchers keeping their teams in this one. Here's a curveball for a strike to Jalen Hubbard. Hubbard, a strikeout victim in the third inning, singled in the fifth, slapped one out to right field. Open stance for Jalen Hubbard. And Hubbard will call for time. Jalen Hubbard, Missouri City, Texas kid, 5'11", 180. Plays at Texas State University. No balls and a strike. And the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Way out in front was Hubbard. Chad Gerwick giving Noah Lee the sign. No balls and 2 strikes. And Keller delivers. And this one fought off and fouled out of play. So it remains no balls and 2 strikes. The Broncos will have Christensen, Sutherland, and Colsing up in the bottom half of the seventh inning. Keller's got his sign. And he comes home, and that one's low and away. Noah Lee with a good stop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Word from Vicki Bell is they're looking at maybe a June 29th makeup doubleheader with Wellington. It's not official yet. Here's the 1-2. And chopped out to short. Woodkey's got it. Sets, fires to Christensen, and that will retire the side. Another efficient inning for Adam Keller. 1, 2, 3 go the BJs. We're through 6.5. El Dorado 2. Liberal 1. Back in a moment here on YouTube. Woodkey's got it, sets, fires to Christensen, and that will retire the side. Another efficient inning for Adam Keller. 1, 2, 3 go the BJs. We're through 6.5. El Dorado 2, Liberal 1. Back in a moment here on YouTube. And welcome back. Still overcast here in El Dorado, 77 degrees, and a really well-played ball game going on right now. No errors on either side. Not like the pitchers are lighting up the radar and striking out a ton of batters. Balls are getting put in play, and fielders are making plays. Christensen gets sawed off, and he loops one out to second base. Drifting back is Jalen Hubbard, and he's got the catch for the first out. That sounded like a broken bat for Elijah. So here comes Tyler Sutherland. Sutherland, our Kansas City, Kansas native, played at Neosho County Community College, and he looks at ball one. Wiedenfeld has been getting out in front of many of the Bronco hitters, but here he falls behind 1-0. And the pitch, and Sutherland will foul it out of play. Tyler tonight grounded out to short and grounded out to first. Came into this game batting .500. Batting in the 5 hole tonight. We've seen him in the 1, the 2. He looks at ball 2. That was close. 2 balls and a strike. Again, Wiedenfeld gets that ball from the catcher. He's got his sign, deep breath, and here he comes home. And the pitch. And Sutherland to short. It's over the shortstop's head and a base hit. Well, a .500 hitter, 0 for 2. You figure the odds are in his favor, and he comes through with a single. Little inside-out swing over shortstop. Shirley had thoughts of leaping up for a catch, but realized that was well over his head, and now Anderson will walk out to the mound. Wiedenfeld's been great. He hasn't thrown a real workman amount of pitches. So this may just be a pat on the back visit to the mound, the entire infield gathering, and Wiedenfeld will stay up out there. Tony Colsing comes up. Colsing has the biggest hit of the game so far, a 2-out single in the 4th inning, scored Josh Galvin and gave the Broncos a 2-1 lead. Colsing struck out in the 2nd inning, so he's 1 for 2. Sutherland with a couple of stolen bases on the year. And the pitch from Wiedenfeld, swing and a miss, and it was fouled. So no balls, 1 strike to Tony Colsing. Chaska, Minnesota, the hometown of Tony. Got an email from the Colsings, so I know they're dialed in for this at bat. No balls and a strike, and Colsing looks at strike 2. So Wiedenfeld goes hard inside on strike 1, and then he goes to the outer half for strike 2. He has had command of both sides of the plate tonight. Sutherland down at first. Modest lead. Just a couple of steps off the base, and Wiedenfeld goes outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2-1 El Dorado. Sutherland again, very modest lead. And the pitch, and a swing and a miss. And then Colsing is down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. So here comes Kyle Kasser. Kasser has hit twice so far, and he's grounded out to Luke Shirley out at short both times. 0 for 2 for the University of Oregon product, Kyle Kasser. Noah Lee waits on deck. 2-4-0 for the Broncos. 1-5-0 for the BJs. Kasser looks at ball 1, down and in. all the overcast. As I look out behind the stadium, the sun, beautiful sunset can be seen just beneath the clouds that have covered South Central Kansas all day today. Sutherland goes, and Kasser delivers with a single out to center. To third will go Sutherland. So they're on the corners for the Broncos. Kyle Kasser. Not sure if that was a hit and run or not. Sutherland was stealing. He didn't have a huge lead, and the Broncos have first and third now. Noah Lee comes to the plate. Lee with a single in the third inning and grounded out to Wiedenfeld, the pitcher, in the fourth inning. Scoring opportunities have been at a premium here tonight. The Broncos, both their runs have scored on 2-out knocks. Lee tries the right field line. That will end up in the BJ bullpen. The bullpen catcher nearly caught it against the wall. So no balls and a strike to Noah Lee. The Bronco catcher tonight, 3 on the roster, 3 catchers. Cameron Knight, Noah Lee, and Josh Galvin. Kasser over at first, and Lee chops one down to third. Nice play over there. Throw to first, and Lee is retired. Terrific play by Brady Cox on the high chopper. If he doesn't glove it, a run scores. So no runs on a couple of base hits, no errors and 2 left. We head to the 8th inning. El Dorado 2, Liberal 1. Back in a moment here on YouTube. For Lee. The Bronco catcher tonight, 3 on the roster, 3 catchers. Cameron Knight, Noah Lee, and Josh Galvin. Kasser over at first, and Lee chops one down to third. Nice play over there. Throw to first, and Lee is retired. Terrific play by Brady Cox on the high chopper. If he doesn't glove it, a run scores. So no runs on a couple of base hits, no errors and 2 left. We head to the 8th inning. El Dorado 2, Liberal 1. Back in a moment here on YouTube. Catcher tonight, 3 on the roster, 3 catchers.
And here's the number. 959 3441. 959 3441. The press box waiting for time. The Colorado Broncos, Nick Cowley.
That's it, Brad. Cowler result rate Al saying insurance calls bullpen. Cowler 7 innings, running, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks.
And welcome back here to El Dorado, and Adam Keller's night is through, and a terrific night by Keller. 7 innings, gave up just 1 run on 5 hits. He struck out 5 BJs and walked 2, and he can only win it. Nick Salentine comes into the game for the Broncos, and Nick on the season has pitched 5 innings, given up a couple of runs. He's got a 3.60 ERA coming in. Salentine, 3 strikeouts, 4 walked batters this year. So Nick Salentine, right-handed pitcher, coming in for the Broncos. Nick from Fargo, North Dakota, 6'2", 175. And he'll look at 9-1-2. The batting order for the BJs here. Bryson Allen hit into a fielder's choice in the 5th inning, doubled with 2 outs in the 3rd, and eventually scored on a double by Luke Shirley. 5'7", 150 is Bryson Allen. Salentine's first pitch, low, and skips past Lee for ball 1, and may have gotten Noah right on the toe, right where there may not be any protection. And the umpire will walk out and give Noah a few extra moments to see if he can get some feeling back in that big toe. Umpires and catchers have a unique relationship. They appreciate each other. And you'll see if an umpire maybe takes one off the arm or something, the catcher will usually walk out to the pitcher's mound and give him a few moments to catch his breath. And the same there with Lee taking one off the toe. The umpire walks out and gives him some time. 2 balls and no strikes as Allen looks at ball too high. Here's the 2-0 pitch in there for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Action in both bullpens now. The starters have been fantastic tonight. So many scores you see in the Jayhawk League, so much offense. Well, tonight has just been a good old-fashioned pitcher's battle. 2-1 El Dorado here in the top of the 8th inning. And the pitch from Salentine slides in there for strike 2. Same thing. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Salentine fell behind 2-0. He's come back with 2 strikes. Leadoff batter here in the 8th inning for Liberal, and the pitch, and fouled out of play. Allen was right on that one. That one's fouled straight back. City of El Dorado Employee Night here tonight. More special nights coming up tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Come on out to the ball yard. If you can't, we'll have the broadcast for you here on YouTube. Here's the 2-2. Looped out to short. Woodkey giving chase, and he'll run it down for the first out of the inning. Boy, so important in a 1-run game. Get that leadoff batter out of there. So back to the top of the lineup. For the Liberal BJs, it's Luke Shirley. 1 for 3 here tonight. Strikeout victim in the first inning, doubled in Allen in the third, and then grounded out on a nice stab by the pitcher at that time, Adam Keller. And a curveball, strike 1. Gavin Webby will be next. We do appreciate your emails. Email cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. Here's the pitch. Hit out to Colsing at third. He'll take it on 2 hops, sets his feet, fires to first, and that's 2 away. So Webby coming up. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Single in the 6th inning. Grounded out to short in the first and grounded out to Elijah Christensen over at first in the 3rd inning. So 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning. 2-1 El Dorado. Salentine from the stretch. It's lifted out to right field. Going back, Dalrymple. Does it have enough? It does. Gavin Webby ties the game with a home run out to right center field. Hit that into the wind, a crosswind, but Webby really struck it well. So we're all tied up. And all the good work from Adam Keller, no decision. Gavin Webby. And here's a chopper foul from Madison Foster. First home run of the season for Webby. Two to two. No balls and a strike to Madison Foster. And well, the theme of the night, 2-out hits. And that was a 2-out home run from Gavin Webby. All of the runs tonight have been scored on 2-out knocks for both sides. Here's the pitch, and Foster way out in front, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two to two here in the top of the 8th. And Salentine delivers, and that one's rifled foul by Foster. Foster tonight, 1 for 3. Struck out, flew out to right, singled. The Broncos will have their 9-1-2 hitters in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch outside, ball 2. Madison Foster, the right fielder. Lee setting up on the outside corner, and Foster goes out there and knocks it foul. Madison Foster from Indianapolis, Indiana, goes to Olivet Nazarene University. He's a junior, 5'10", 190. The 2-2 just inside, ball 3. Waiting on deck, Brent Williams. So a 3-2 count. We haven't had a lot of those on either side here tonight. Here's the 3-2. And right up the middle, and it got through Salentine. He was in good fielding position, but that one had a lot of smoke on it. Madison Foster rifles one up the middle for a single. So Foster has singled in his last 2 at-bats, and that'll bring up Brent Williams. Williams 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. The BJs have rifled a few right up the middle. Keller was able to snag a couple of them. Salentine was right there, just couldn't quite time it right. So here comes Foster. 8 RBIs on the season, batting .405 coming in. And Salentine tries the outside. He's a little too far out. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Salentine delivers, and that one's low, ball 2. So Williams looking for something to feast on here. 2 balls and no strikes. And the pitch just inside, almost nicked Williams. 3 balls and no strikes. We really haven't had many of these counts tonight, have we? 3-0. Pitching has been just fantastic. Here's the 3-0, and that's in there for a strike. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Brent Williams waits for the pitch. Here it comes, and he smokes one, but well foul. And fortunate for the autos down there in the parking lot, that one hit the grass first on a line, and it really took the speed off it. So Elijah Christensen now will play back to his normal position. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Foster will be off with the pitch. And the 3-2, and chopped foul. Vinny Anderson, looks like a BJ fan watching tonight, and nice to have you in, Vinny. We'll have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday's game here as well. Just subscribe to my channel, the Kurt Caden channel, CurtCaden. I'll have the link for tomorrow night's game posted tonight or tomorrow, and the 3-2 just outside. So some trouble brewing now. Matt Cole comes up, the DH. The inning started harmlessly enough. A pop out to short by Bryson Allen. Luke Shirley grounded out to third. But then Gavin Webby hit his first home run of the season out to right field to tie the game at 2. Madison Foster then singled, and now a walk to Brent Williams. So the BJs with runners at first and second. 2-7-0 for Liberal, 2-6-0 for El Dorado. Nick Salentine in the game, relieving Adam Keller, who went 7 strong, gave up 1 run on 5 hits. Salentine to Cole, and low, ball 1. Salentine, unlike Keller and unlike Wiedenfeld for Liberal, he's been falling behind hitters. And the BJ's have been digging in, getting into good hitters' counts. Here's the 1-0. And looked like Cole, a check swing. Yeah, he did go. Didn't mean to. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cole on the night 0 for 3. struck out in the second inning, grounded out on a great play by Elijah Christensen at first in the third inning, and a pop out to short in the sixth inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Matt Cole, the DH. And Cole way out in front, squibs it to the El Dorado dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cole on the season, hitting .375. Cole comes from Grants Pass, Oregon. Long way from home. Here's the 1-2, a swing and a miss, and Salentine's out of trouble. But Gavin Webby's 2-out solo home run has tied the game. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Broncos and BJs tied at 2. Back in a moment here on YouTube. Grants Pass, Oregon. Long way from home. Here's the 1-2, a swing and a miss, and Salentine's out of trouble. But Gavin Webby's 2-out solo home run has tied the game. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Broncos and BJs tied at 2. Back in a moment here on YouTube. So here we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, tied up at 2. The 2 top teams in the Jayhawk North, Liberal and El Dorado. And boy, if this is a sneak preview of what this series, and of course these teams will play 8 times this year. Tell you what, could be a lot of entertaining baseball between these two. Jake Woodkey will lead it off for the Broncos. And he is hit on the first pitch. Glanced off. Looked like maybe some padding he's got on his left arm. So Woodkey down to first base. And here comes Clayton Dalrymple back to the top of the order for the Broncos. Clayton 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI. 2-2. Liberal scored a single run in the 3rd and a single run in the 8th. The Broncos with single runs in the 3rd and the 4th. Good lead by Woodkey. He stole a base. You might remember back in the 3rd inning. He reached on a fielder's choice, stole second, and then scored on Dalrymple's single. And he is way out there again. Good lead for Woodkey, and he's back plenty of time. Wiedenfeld trying to keep him close. Brent Williams showed us earlier he can really throw it down to second as well. And the pitch, Dalrymple squares and bunts it towards third. And over to first, they'll retire Woodkey. Quick throw behind the runner, and Woodkey just back in. So Dalrymple, a sacrifice bunt. He's retired 5-3. And down to second base is Jake Woodkey. Now can Eberhardt and Galvin pick him up? Jonathan Eberhardt out of Kentucky Wesleyan University. And he's due. Not much for Eberhardt so far tonight. He's 0 for 3. And a pitch and fouled off. Eberhardt grounded out to short, struck out, and flew out to right center field. A nice running catch out in center by Bryson Allen. Retired Jonathan in his last at bat. Go ahead run down at second base for the Broncos. Bottom of the 8th inning. Wiedenfeld with the pitch. And Eberhardt again a little behind and fouled out of play. And Wiedenfeld again getting out in front. He's 0-2 now on Eberhardt. Designated hitter Joshua Galvin up next for the Broncos. And here's the pitch, and that's high. Nice snap there by Brent Williams. Now it looks like the overcast is given way, fairly clear. Looks like above, just a little bit of blue remaining up there in that sky. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Eberhardt, and a swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Wiedenfeld. And now, with Galvin coming up, a walk out to the hill from the manager, Adam Anderson. Wiedenfeld's been brilliant tonight. And they're not with the hook. They're going to leave Wiedenfeld out there. Maybe some notes on Joshua Galvin. Galvin 1 for 3 tonight, lined out to third, singled and scored in the fourth. Grounded out to second in the sixth inning. Left-handed batter is Joshua Galvin. Galvin from Kentucky Wesleyan University. Parents are watching tonight, I know. They emailed me earlier. Jose and Migdalia in Cicero, Illinois. Their son's ahead 1-0 here. 2 away in the bottom of the eighth inning. And the pitch, that's outside, ball 2. They may be pitching carefully here to Galvin with Sutherland on deck. Galvin can look for his pitch here. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 away in the eighth. Wiedenfeld delivers, and that one's high and away, ball 3. Trying to get Galvin to chase, and he's showing great discipline up at the plate right now. So 3 balls and no strikes. Would Chad Gerwick give him the green light here? Here's the 3-0. That's high and away. All 4 pitches pretty much in the same area. About as unintentional of an intentional walk you can get there. And Adam Anderson's coming out with the hook here. We'll have a new pitcher for you for Liberal. The Broncos have runners at first and second with 2 away in the bottom of the eighth. We'll give you the pitcher's name in a moment. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bronco Baseball here on YouTube.
Now pitching for the Liberal Blue Jays, number 18, Jacob Hernandez. Hernandez now pitching. Tim Brennan at first base for the Broncos, Jake Hand.
Enter Jacob Hernandez, Seward lefty. 1-0 for 2 thirds innings. 4 strikeouts.
So Jacob Hernandez, left-handed pitcher from Seward County right there in Liberal, originally from Parker, Colorado. Hernandez comes in to pitch. Jake Hand has gone out to first base to pinch run for Joshua Galvin. And the pitch is outside. Elijah Christensen is up here for the Broncos. First and second. And Hernandez pitch in there for a strike. I'll tell you what, two pretty big boys out there. Hernandez on the hill and Christensen at the dish. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hernandez, 6'4", 230. Here's the pitch. Christensen behind, strike 2. So 6'4", 230 on the hill, 6'3", 235 at the dish. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second for the Broncos here in this tie game, bottom of the 8th inning. Hernandez got his sign, and Christensen calls for time just as Hernandez was just about ready to deal. Two to two. Gavin Webby tied the game up for Liberal in the top of the 8th with a 2-out solo home run. Christensen trying to untie it. Here's the 1-2, and that's outside, ball 2. Elijah Christensen from Justin, Texas, plays at Tarleton State University. We got a 2-2 count. Deuce is wild right now, a 2-2 score, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Hernandez to Christensen, and a swing and a miss, and a big strikeout out of the pen for Liberal. We head to the 9th, tied up at 2. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball on YouTube. And a big strikeout out of the pen for Liberal. We head to the 9th, tied up at 2. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball on YouTube.
Now pitching for the Broncos, number 2, Derek Feige.
So welcome back to El Dorado, and the Broncos go back to the pen, and they'll bring in Derek Feige. Feige in 3 games has not given up a run. He's got a 0.00 ERA. He's given up 2 hits, an unearned run, a couple of walks, a couple of strikeouts. So Derek Feige in the game, young man from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, plays at South Dakota State University, 6'1", 170. Brady Cox will step up to the plate for Liberal, the number 6 hitter. For Salentine, 1 inning pitch, gave up 2 hits and 1 run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Feige's first pitch is low and away, ball 1. Good line tonight for Tyler Wiedenfeld. He goes 7 2/3, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts. He walked 1, which was basically an intentional walk, and he hit a batter. So 2-2 here in the top of the 9th inning.
Now playing center field for the Broncos, number 18,
Wade Hanna has come out to play center field for the Broncos. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Feige. And that's close, but maybe just in. Ball 2. Brady Cox tonight 0 for 2 with a walk. Grounded out to short and to third. Walked in the 5th inning. Was crossed out on a 6-4-3 double play. Feige's 2-0 pitch in there for a strike. BJs were in an 11-inning game on Sunday against Derby. Both El Dorado and Liberal took 2 out of 3 from Derby. Here's Feige's pitch, and that's fouled out of play. And will that get a car? It hurts. I heard a clunk. It's gotten dark enough where I can't quite see the balls when they go out into the parking lot there, but I heard a clunk. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter in the top of the 9th for the BJs. Brady Cox, the third baseman. Feige's got his sign. He winds and deals. The pitch is lined up the middle for a base hit. And here comes Nick Brooks in a bunting situation, although it looks like a pinch hitter, actually. Chase Chambers comes out to pinch hit. So both clubs now starting to go to their bench. And a pinch runner now out to first base. Didn't get his number. Looks like number 3. Jeff Bowling. Pinch running out at first. Chambers, a left-handed batter. You would think a bunting situation, but he's up there swinging, and he looks at ball 1. So Bowling down at first base. Taking over for Cox. Chambers pinch hitting here for Nick Brooks. Pretty good hole between first and second. Feige will look up Bowling over at first base. What has Chambers done on the season? Batting .211. He's played in 5 games, 19 at-bats, 4 hits, a couple of doubles. Hanna plays Chambers to the shortstop side of center field. Dalrymple shading towards center. Casser, the second baseman for El Dorado, playing more up the middle, and with Christensen holding on Bowling, there's a nice hole, as you can probably see there, between first and where the second baseman is. So I'm sure Feige, his plan here is to pitch Chambers on the outer third. So Feige with a 1-0 count. Throws it in, and that's a strike. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Bowling down at first base. Chambers at the dish for the BJs. One ball and 1 strike. Modest lead for Bowling off of first, and the pitch, that stays outside. Didn't quite take there for Feige. Now 2 balls and a strike. Jalen Hubbard waits on deck for the BJs. 2-2, top of the 9th inning. 7-3 Liberal, 5-2 El Dorado. 2 quality clubs here in the Jayhawk. And they are battling tooth and nail here. Terrific starting pitching tonight. Here's Chambers fouling one straight back. Wiedenfeld went 7 2/3, gave up 2 runs. Keller for El Dorado went 7 innings, gave up 1 run. Two balls and 2 strikes to Chase Chambers. Lee sets up on the outside, and the pitch, and just off the plate. Now 3-2, and now Liberal. Decision time here. Do they want to put the runner Bowling in motion? Bowling, young man from Gonzaga. Hometown is Bellevue, Washington. No activity in the Bronco bullpen. This is Feige's inning to get out of. And the 3-2 is low, ball 4. So now the BJs have something cooking here in the 9th inning. Leadoff single by Cox. Bowling pinch runs for him, and now a walk to Chambers, who is pinch hitting for Brooks, and Jalen Hubbard comes up. So the Broncos will try to get their defensive line to what they want to do if Hubbard lays one down, which you would expect him to do. Fiji in a little bit of trouble here tonight. Same two teams tomorrow night, 7 o'clock with the first pitch. Liberal at El Dorado. The Broncos will head out to Liberal July 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. In fact, in July, that is the only road trip for the Broncos. They're home with Hayes here July 2nd through the 5th. Bethany comes here July 10th through the 12th. And Dodge City is in here July 16th through the 19th. A lot of home games in July for the Broncos. Started the season with a 7-game road trip in the league. Hubbard squares around, fouls it straight back on the bunt attempt. And then the Broncos were scheduled to have 7 back at home, but their 3-game weekend series with Wellington was a wash. All 3 games were rained out. Looking at June 29th, there's maybe a doubleheader makeup date for a couple of those games. So no balls and a strike. Colsing inches in at third. Christensen at first. Hubbard squares around, and he lays one down right out to the pitcher. Fiji thought about third. He'll go over to first, though. And Jalen Hubbard with a nice execution there of the sacrifice. So now it's up to Bryson Allen. The Broncos will play their infield in. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. Bryson Allen with a 1-for-3 night going. He doubled and scored in the 3rd, hit into a fielder's choice in the 5th, and popped out to short in the 8th inning. Fiji delivers and fouled away. Fiji's looking for the strikeout here. And you could be careful with Allen and maybe load the bases, but the BJ lineup will turn over, and their leadoff man, Luke Shirley, is waiting on deck. Generally not what you would want to do. No balls and a strike. Fiji gathers, and the pitch is low. Noah Lee pounces on that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Allen with a little bit of a shortened strike zone, just 5-7 there at the plate, but he showed he has some might there as he doubled in the 3rd inning and scored. 1 away here in the top of the 9th. And Derek Fiji with the pitch, and that one's in there for strike 2. Love to see the fundamentals. Kasser over at second, backing up each throw to Fiji, just in case one got away. So this is a big pitch here. 1 ball and 2 strikes to center fielder Bryson Allen. Fiji's got his sign, the South Dakota native from the stretch, and the pitch is popped straight up in the infield, and Woodkey will get under it and make the catch, and there's 2 away, and here comes Luke Shirley, the leadoff batter. Shirley 1 for 4 tonight. Doubled and drove in Allen in the 3rd inning. Luke Shirley plays at Texas State University from the Woodlands, Texas. Right-handed batter. Fiji taking too much time, and Shirley will step out. Again, out in center, Hannah kind of shading the pull side. So a good gap out in right center field if Shirley could take advantage. 2 away here in the 9th. Fiji's first pitch to Shirley is low, and boy, Noah Lee with a tremendous block. And he gets a nice ovation from the Bronco faithful. Lee with a terrific stop there. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, a base open down at first. Webby is on deck. Of course, Webby is the young man who tied this game up in the 8th inning with a 2-out solo home run out to right center field. 5G winds and deals, and that's in there for a strike. Shirley looks in his dugout. That's a look of, I don't think that was a strike. Manager Anderson, all right, just one. Shirley gathers himself, and now he's back in the box. 1 ball and 1 strike. 5G fires the 1-1 off speed in there for a strike. And 5G's a pitch away from getting out of major trouble here in the 9th inning. Cox led off with a single. Bowling pinch ran for him. Chambers walked. Hubbard executed a beautiful sacrifice. Allen popped out to short, and now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Luke Shirley. 5G has his sign from Noah Lee. And the pitch. High, ball 2, and Noah Lee wanted it there. Saw him just before that pitch was delivered, kind of had his hand up in the air, hoping Shirley might be a little anxious and would chase, but he didn't. Good discipline by Luke Shirley. Two balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the 9th inning. Bowling at third, Chambers down at second. And here comes 5G. It's low, ball 3, got away from Lee, but not far enough for Bowling to take advantage. So now 3-2, and again, 5G doesn't necessarily have to give in here with a cookie down the middle. First base is open, but a walk would load the bases for left-handed hitting Gavin Webby, who homered in his last at-bat. In fact, is a 2-for-4 night going. High drama here from El Dorado. A 2-2 score in the top of the 9th. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 5G pitching to Luke Shirley. And here it comes in there, and Shirley way out in front, able to protect and tap it foul. So we'll do it again. Shirley was fooled a bit, got off. He was really on his front foot there, but a really good job by him to make some contact, fight that tough pitch off, and live to see another pitch. Shirley steps back in. 5G has got his sign from Noah Lee. And the pitch. Curveball stayed high. Ball 4, I should say, and now the bases are loaded for Gavin Webby. Again, he didn't have to give in there, but now you really got to go to work on Gavin Webby, who's 2-for-4 tonight. And on the season, Webby, well, just 263, but having a good night here tonight, 2-for-4. Single and a home run in his last 2 at-bats. So Shirley drawing the walk. Bases are full of BJs. First time either side has had the bases loaded here tonight. Here's a pitch from 5G, whistled foul. Adam Anderson had to do a little pirouette over there to, I don't think it was as close, but I'll tell you what, you're down at third and you see a ball screaming your direction, and you will do some funny things. Kind of got on one foot, spun around. Deep breath, and here we go. No balls and a strike. Gavin Webby waits, and the pitch, and swing and a miss, and the bat goes into the backstop. No balls and 2 strikes. 5G with a challenge fastball there, and Webby swung and missed. Webby's going to get that bat a little sticky again. So 5G out in front, 0-2 now. Derek now holding all the cards. Bases full of BJs. Feige's got his sign. Lee sets up on the outside. The pitch tapped out to second base. Takes a nice hop for Kasser. Flips over to Woodkey and the Broncos get out of it. Liberal had first and second no out, second and third 1 out, and Fiji worked out of it. The BJs leave them full. We head to the bottom of the ninth. 2-2 from El Dorado.
Their employees for sponsoring this evening's game. Thanks to the great employees of the city. Keep this done and allow services. Thank you, sir.
So we head to the bottom of the ninth. Bronco fans wipe a little sweat off their brow as they escape the ninth inning unharmed there. A 0 is put up in the ninth inning line score for the BJs, and it's 2-2 as we head to the home half of the ninth inning. Wade Hanna will lead off here for the, check that, that's Sutherland, I should say. Tyler Sutherland leading off here for the Broncos. Lefty on lefty. Hernandez, to the numbers I have, is not given up a run yet this year. So Sutherland, Colsing, and Kasser, the scheduled 3. Sutherland looks at ball 2. It was Hernandez who had the big strikeout of Elijah Christensen to get Liberal out of trouble in the 8th inning. Hernandez returns to the mound here in the 9th, and he fires in a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Bronco bullpen quiet, so it looks like Fiji will stay in there for El Dorado. Liberal's bullpen is active. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Sutherland loops it out to short and just over the head of Shirley. He got a glove on it, but couldn't haul it in. So Sutherland gets a single. Shirley got a glove on it. It just clipped the top half of his glove. And here comes Tony Colsing. Colsing 1 for 3, a couple of strikeouts. He also has a big 2-out single back in the 4th inning that gave the Broncos a 2-1 lead. Colsing squaring around and looks at strike 1. Crashing in hard, the third baseman looks like Brandon Ricks has taken over at third for Liberal. Colsing looking to bunt. Instead, Hernandez will throw over to first. Ricks is really crashing in. They'd love to try to get Sutherland, keep him off of second base. Colsing squares and tries to bunt it to first base, and it's foul, and now 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Sutherland down at first base would be the winning run for the Broncos. And much like El Dorado, Liberal, really big hole there between first and second. If Colsing could slap one that way, Hernandez will head back over to first to Sutherland. But Hubbard over at second, really shading toward the base. Shirley pinching in at short. So there's a couple of gaps there between third and short and first and second. Colsing looks at ball 1. Nice stop by Brent Williams. Really well-played game tonight. The catchers have been right on point, moving their feet, getting in front of balls. Pitching has been good. Fielding has been good. Hernandez with the pitch. Colsing will foul it away. Hernandez kind of quick pitched Colsing there. He got set and quickly came home. Didn't use that high leg kick. Left-handed pitcher Hernandez really keeping Sutherland close to the base. Looks like maybe a ball got away from the bullpen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tony Colsing failed on a couple of bunt attempts, now trying to deliver with a single, and Hernandez fastball. Boy, he's got gas. That's outside, ball two. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kasser on deck. Hernandez comes set. He comes home. Curveball, stayed high, ball 3. I'll tell you what, he's got that big fastball, and then he comes in with that curveball and can really get the batters off stride. Colsing now with a 3-2 count. And the pitch. Colsing hits it out to short. Shirley's got it over to second for 1. Hubbard to first. Double play. Big defensive play from the BJs. So just like that, 2 away. And Kyle Kasser comes up with no one on base. So Kyle Kasser, a couple of ground outs to short, and he singled in this last at bat. And the pitch from Hernandez right down the middle, strike 1. Two away in the bottom of the 9th inning, tied up at 2. Hernandez with the pitch, and that's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. If we get to the 10th, the BJs will have 3, 4, 5 coming up. Foster, Williams, and Cole. Here's the pitch to Kasser, high, ball 2. Both starters were terrific, but both will get a no decision here tonight. Kasser, a swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the pitch from Hernandez fought off by Gasser. Goes into the Bronco bullpen. Kyle Kasser will see another pitch here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Warm evening, fairly muggy, a little bit of a breeze blowing from right to left. And the pitch from Hernandez, chopped out to Shirley, comes in on it, scoops it on a hop over to first, and we're heading to extra innings. No runs, a hit, no errors, no one left. And after 9, Liberal 2, El Dorado 2. Back in a moment here on YouTube. Hop over to first, and we're heading to extra innings. No runs, a hit, no errors, no one left. And after 9, Liberal 2, El Dorado 2. Back in a moment. At least. So some extra innings here from El Dorado. I like to say free baseball, but free admission into the game, so just more free baseball, really. El Dorado and Liberal tied up at 2, and we head to the 10th inning. Derek Feige staying in the game for the Broncos. So Madison Foster, the right fielder, has singled his last 2 at-bats, and he's first pitch swinging, lifts it out to left field, and that is caught for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and Brent Williams will come up. Williams, 0 for 2. He's walked twice. In fact, his last 2 at-bats he's walked. the BJs were going down fairly quietly until about the 6th inning. They strung together 2 hits and a walk in the 6th, went down 1-2-3 in the 7th. There's the first pitch in for a strike. In the 8th inning, they got the big home run from Webby, along with a single and a walk after the home run. Then last inning, 2 walks and a single. So they've been a lot busier on the base pads since the first 5 innings, where really the only thing Liberal mustered up was those back-to-back doubles in the 3rd. Here's Feige with the 0-1 pitch, and that one slapped foul, 0-2. And it's not like El Dorado has been that much busier on the base pads. In fact, they had the 1st and 3rd in the 7th inning, 1st and 2nd in the 8th inning. Really, those were the 2 threats that they put together. They didn't score. Here's the 0-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Williams goes down on 3 pitches. So here comes Matt Cole. Cole had a big chance in the 8th inning after Webby's home run. Foster singled, and then Williams walked. Runners at 1st and 2nd, but Cole went down swinging. He is 0 for 4 tonight. And here's the pitch, just off the plate, ball 1. Feige from South Dakota State University. One ball, no strikes. Here to Cole, and the pitch is hit out to second base. Fielded by Kasser. He goes over to Christensen, and that retires Cole and the BJs quietly in the 10th. We head to the bottom of the 10th. El Dorado and Liberal tied at 2. Back in a moment here on YouTube. And welcome back to El Dorado. Oscar Morales has let me know that Jake Hernandez, pitching for Liberal, is a cousin of Andrew Morales, who pitches for the Broncos. So a little family gathering here in El Dorado between the Broncos and the BJs. Thank you for that, Oscar. Oscar watching the game from Indianapolis, giving me some good information. Appreciate that. So Jake Hernandez staying on the hill. He's gone 1 1/3 so far, and he's been pretty darn good. A strikeout of Christensen, gave up a single to Sutherland, but then a 6-4-3 double play and a ground out to short. So of the 4 batters, Sutherland's hit was just a flare that got over Shirley's head. No one's really measured up Jacob Hernandez yet. So here's Noah Lee. And the first pitch in there for a strike. 10th inning. Broncos and BJs tied at 2. First of 4 between these teams here from El Dorado. The pitch from Hernandez. Lee fouls it away. Tell you what we've seen from the BJ pitchers so far, and Wiedenfeld, now Hernandez, they are really strike throwers. And they're quick workers, too. They get to the mound, they're ready to go. Noah Lee down in the count 0-2. The pitch, low, ball 1. Hernandez got Liberal out of a little bit of a jam in the 8th inning with a strikeout of Christensen, then had a 3-batter inning in the 9th inning. Lee way out in front, fouls it out of play. Noah Lee tonight, 1 for 3, a single in the 3rd, and a couple of ground outs since then. Hernandez winds and deals, and the pitch just high, ball 2. Enjoyed visiting with Noah when the Broncos played Newton a week and a half ago or so. Here's the 2-2 pitch now, and that one stays high, ball 3. So Lee was down 0-2, has worked it full, 3-2. Broncos 5-2 in league play, 8-2 overall. Here's the 3-2. Lee fouls it off. El Dorado opened the season with a doubleheader win over Denver and then knocked off Newton on June 3rd. Went to Hayes and won 3 out of 4. Went to Derby and won 2 out of 3. Was rained out all 3 with Wellington here. And now here are the BJs hitting for the first of 4. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Noah Lee. And the pitch is low, and the leadoff man aboard for the Broncos. So Noah Lee down at first. Woodkey squaring around to bunt. Nice bunt out in front. Hernandez fields it, throws over to first, and they retire Woodkey on the sacrifice. Hernandez fielded it. Might have had a shot at Lee down at second, but again, boy, you don't want to make at this juncture of the game, you don't want to make a critical error or maybe a bad decision. All of a sudden now there's 2 guys on the no out, so Hernandez took the easy play over to first. Woodkey does a nice job laying down the sacrifice. Woodkey's had an interesting night, a fielder's choice. He scored, he struck out, he was hit by a pitch, and now a sacrifice. A little bit of everything for Woodkey tonight. Now here comes the top of the order for the Broncos and Clayton Dalrymple. Dalrymple, 1 for 3, a single and an RBI in the 3rd inning. He had a successful sacrifice in the 8th inning, and they're going to intentional walk Clayton Dalrymple to get to Jonathan Eberhardt. So Dalrymple will get the free pass here from Hernandez. Dalrymple, just in case one comes over the outside, he wouldn't mind slapping one because Jalen Hubbard is standing on second base. And Hernandez makes sure this time. He throws it outside to the left-handed batter's box. So one more time, Hernandez throwing it outside, and ball forward to Clayton Dalrymple. So the intentional walk. And here comes Jonathan Eberhardt. He is way due, 0 for 4. Again, he started off the season so good, but it's not Eberhardt. It's going to be Wade Hanna. So Wade Hanna with his first at bat of the night. Wade out of Emporia State. He's from Shawnee, Kansas. 5'10", 175. And get you Hanna's numbers here in a moment. So 2 on for the Broncos here. And the first pitch to Hanna, low, ball 1. Hanna hitting .474 on the season, 9 for 19. 1 RBI, one will do here for the Bronco fans. 2-2 score, bottom of the 10th. The pitch to Hanna, hit out to right field, and right at the right fielder, Madison Foster. Didn't even have to move. So, 2 away. Matt Holcomb will hit. He pinch ran for Galvin. Back in the 8th inning. So now can Holcomb deliver a 2-out knock and send the Bronco fans home happy here tonight? First pitch from Hernandez, outside, ball 1. Holcomb, a .423 hitter. He's played in 6 games this year, 26 at-bats. And he's got 11 hits. He's got 9 RBIs. He's been an RBI machine for the Broncos. Big opportunity here, 2 outs. And the pitch, Holcomb fouls it off, strike 1. Both runs for the Broncos tonight have come on 2-out hits. Dalrymple in the 3rd inning delivered a 2-out single to score Woodkey. And Tony Colsing, a 2-out hit, scored Galvin in the 4th. 1 ball, 1 strike to Matt Holcomb. And the pitch. Holcomb swings right through it. Ball or strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Holcomb. Hernandez took a little off there. One ball, 2 strikes to Matt Holcomb. Winning run is Noah Lee down at second base. And the pitch. Holcomb swing and a miss. So we'll head to the 11th inning. Both teams so clutch early, starting to squander opportunities. After 10 complete, El Dorado and Liberal tied at 2. Back in a moment here on YouTube. Winning run is Noah Lee down at second base. And the pitch. Holcomb swing and a miss. So we'll head to the 11th inning. Both teams so clutch early, starting to squander opportunities. After 10 complete, El Dorado and Liberal tied at 2. Back in a moment here on YouTube. Winning run is Noah Lee down at second base. So welcome back. We head to the 11th inning. Derek Feige staying on the hill for the Broncos. Neither manager really wants to go blowing through their bullpen here on game 1 of this 4-game series. So Feige staying in for his now 3rd inning of work. And Brandon Ricks from Cannon City, Colorado will get his first at bat of the night. He came in, well, Brady Cox had singled, Bowling pinch ran for him, and then Ricks came in to play third base. First pitch from Feige in there for a strike to Ricks. Ricks hitting .444 on the season. 18 at bats, and he rifles one foul down the third base line. 8 for 18 is Ricks with a double. Ricks, 6 foot, 200-pounder, sophomore, Seward County. No balls and 2 strikes to Ricks. Ricks, Chambers, and Hubbard for the Broncos here, or for the BJs here in the 11th inning. And Feige winds and deals, and Ricks guides one between first and second for a base hit. Boy, just went with that outside pitch, slapped it that way, and found some space. So here comes Chambers. Chambers, first at bat, he walked in the 9th inning. Thought he was going to be bunting, but he was swinging, and he walked, which started a bit of a mess for the Broncos that they were able to work their way out of. So Chase Chambers, 211 hitter on the season. Boy, those leadoff batters, close games, late innings, so huge. Ricks on, not a very big lead. Chambers looks at strike 1. No action right now in the Bronco bullpen, so this is up to Feige. South Dakota State is where Feige goes to school. He's from Sioux Falls. Ricks down at first. Feige's got his sign from Noah Lee, and he'll go over to first. And back in safely is Ricks. No balls and a strike to Chase Chambers. We're in the top half of the 11th inning. The pitch from Fiji, a swing and a miss. Way out in front was Chambers. No balls and 2 strikes. Broncos fell behind 1-0 in the top of the third. They tied it immediately in the bottom of the third, then took a 2-1 lead in the fourth. We stayed that way, 2-1 El Dorado till the 8th inning. Here's the 0-2 and hit into the gap by Chambers. Out into left center field. That will score Ricks all the way to the wall. Chambers will stop at second with a double, and the BJs have taken a 3-2 lead. Chase Chambers. Big hit for Chambers. And Jalen Hubbard will come up. Not much the Bronco outfielders could do. They were playing Chambers that way, but boy, he rifled that one right into the perfect spot. And now we'll have a mound meeting for the Broncos, who trail for the first time since the third inning. Chase Chambers on the season. Coming into this game, he was 4 for 19, but 2 of his 4 hits were doubles. We'll make that 3 now, 3 out of 5. And Liberal might be ordering up a pinch runner for Chambers. And we're going to get a new El Dorado pitcher. So we'll have his name for you in a moment. The BJs have taken a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 11th. We're back in a moment here on YouTube.
Now pitching the other Broncos, number 13, Chris McKeon.
So the El Dorado Broncos will turn to Chris McKeon, 6'1", 180 from Denton, Texas. McKeon, in his 4th game now, has gone 6 1/3 innings, given up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. He's got a win on the season, 1-0. For Derek Fiji, 2+ innings, 3 hits. He's given up 1 run, and the runner at second is his responsibility. 1 strikeout and 2 walks for Fiji. So Chambers stays in the game at second. Thought they might pinch run for him, but Jalen Hubbard now stepping up. Jalen Hubbard, 1 for 3 tonight with a sacrifice bunt. He did that in the 9th inning. Got runners to second and third for his squad with 1 out, but the Broncos and Fiji worked out of that trouble. Leadoff single by Ricks here in the 11th, and then a double. RBI double by Chase Chambers have given the BJs a 3-2 lead. And the pitch to Hubbard, and he wears it on his hip. So McKeon's first pitch hits Jalen Hubbard. never like to get hit, but I guess if you're going to get hit right there in the hip or a little lower there, probably as good as any place. Now here comes Bryson Allen up with none down here in the 11th, and probably a bunting situation now for Liberal. They lead this one 3-2 as Hubbard tries to walk off the sting of that fastball he wore right on his hip. Allen tonight, 1 for 4. A couple of pop-outs to short, a fielder's choice, and a double, which he eventually scored the first run of the game. Luke Shirley on deck. So McKeon and Allen already squaring around. And the pitch is high. Lee fires down to second. Chambers back in safely. So for the Broncos, Woodkey out at short is covering second. Kasser is ready to cover first. Christensen crashing in from first. And Allen bunts foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3-10-0 for Liberal. 2-7-0 for El Dorado. We're in the top of the 11th. The Broncos trailing the BJs here. And Allen trying to advance his teammates to second and third. Christensen squeezing in more. Colsing trying to stay home. Allen ideally would like to bunt it towards third, and he does. That's an excellent bunt. McKeon off the mound, fires to first, and safe as Kasser couldn't get the short hop there. Great bunt by Bryson Allen. So a sacrifice bunt and an error will be assessed. So Liberal in great shape here. They've already gotten the 3-2 lead. The bases are loaded and no one out for Luke Shirley. Chris McKeon will try to work out of major trouble, and he starts Shirley off with an off-speed curveball strike. Shirley 1 for 4 tonight with a walk, a double, and an RBI. Webby waiting on deck. Right now it's Webby's 2-out solo home run in the 8th. That's such a huge play in this game to tie the game at 2. Here's the pitch from McKeon up the middle, and with the infield in, that will get all the way out to center field. Throw from center, not caught, hits the mound, and a 2 RBI single for Luke Shirley. That will score Chambers and Hubbard. Advancing to second was Allen. And so here comes Webby. Closed the book on Fiji. Ends up giving up 2 runs. Hubbard, who got hit by a pitch, just scored. And now squaring around to bunt is Webby. And that's a good sacrifice by Webby. So 1 away. Shirley advances to second. Over to third is Allen. And now 1 away, and Madison Foster has a chance to really blow this one open. Already 5-2 Liberal with a 3-run 11th inning to this point. Madison Foster 2 for 5 tonight. Infield stays in for the Broncos. And the pitch from McKeon in there for a strike. He would love a strikeout here. McKeon takes a deep breath, winds and deals, hit out to center field. Should be deep enough to score the runner from third. And the throw will come to third, and sliding in safely is Shirley, and a sacrifice fly for Madison Foster. So now 6-2. And for either side, there's been that first inning where things really, just the batters really have kind of come undone. It's been a really well-played game, and this has been a great 11th inning for the BJs. So here's Brent Williams with another runner down at third base for Liberal. 2 away now here in the 11th inning. And the pitch from McKeon, fouled, strike 1. Ricks opened the inning with a 2-strike single to right field. Then Chambers, I believe he had 2 strikes. He hit a double to left center field to score Ricks. Hubbard was hit by a pitch. Allen sacrificed and reached on an error. Bases loaded, and Shirley with a 2 RBI single. Webby then a sacrifice bunt. And Madison Foster with a sacrifice fly. 6-2 Liberal. The first crooked number of the night for either side. 4-run 11th inning to this point for Liberal. And the pitch will look good. It's not. 2 balls and a strike to Brent Williams. Williams will pop out to short, grounded out to third, walked, and struck out. So actually, I should say he's 0 for 3. And he looks at ball 3, and now a good hitter's count for Williams. McKeon had only given up 2 runs in 6 innings of work on the season. He's given up 2 already here in the 11th inning. So a full count now to Brent Williams. And the pitch is spiked. Noah Lee with a fantastic stab. But Williams will walk down to first base. And Matt Cole will be the 9th batter of the inning for Liberal. Cole 0 for 5 tonight. He'd love to break out here. Shirley stands at third base. Williams over at first. McKeon's got his sign from the stretch. And the pitch inside, ball 1. McKeon, good, lively fastball. Hasn't been able to quite locate it, I think, like he would like, but he can really chuck it in there, that's for sure. 1 ball and no strikes to Cole. McKeon winds and deals, and that one's sawed off out to second base. And just in time to get Cole. Casa with a good, strong arm retires Cole, who, for him, not a good night as he's 0 for 6, but his team leads 6-2. Liberal hangs 4 on the Broncos here in the 11th inning. We go to the bottom of the 11th. Liberal 6, El Dorado 2. But his team leads 6-2. Liberal hangs 4 on the Broncos here in the 11th inning. We go to the bottom of the 11th. Liberal 6, El Dorado 2.
Now pitching for the BJ's, number 28, Lee Busto. Busto now pitching.
BJ's sidearming right, Littleton, Colorado, State Billings. 6'1", 180 junior enters the game for the BJ.
All right, Broncos, get those breaths.
And welcome back here to El Dorado, and the Broncos will look for a big bottom of the 11th as Liberal put 4 on the board in the top half of the 11th inning, and Lee Busto will try to keep the Broncos at bay. 6'1", 180 junior from Montana State, Billings from Littleton, Colorado. Jacob Hernandez exits, and he is the pitcher of record now for the BJs. First pitch from Busto in there for a strike. Side winding thrower is Busto. Hernandez went 2 1/3 innings, gave up 1 hit. He walked 2 and struck out 2. And he's ahead of Elijah Christensen now. 0-2 is Busto. Christensen 0 for 4. And the pitch. And Christensen hits one out to the second. Hubbard backs up on it. Now fires over to first to retire Christensen. Nice play by Jalen Hubbard. So one away, and Tyler Sutherland will come up for the BJs, for the Broncos, against the BJs, I should say. So, yeah, Jacob Hernandez, terrific job relief pitching for Liberal tonight. And Busto's first pitch, fouled, strike one. You think about players of the game for Liberal, certainly Hernandez. Wiedenfeld was great. The starter went 7 2/3, but he left the game trailing. No, he didn't. He left the game tied 2-2. Busto fires in a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Sutherland. Sutherland has singled his last 2 at-bats. Busto just off the plate, ball 1. Much different arm angle than most of these guys are used to seeing. And Busto comes high and tight, ball 2. But you think about the pitching for Liberal and the 2-out home run by Webby in the 8th inning, and then Shirley with that big 2 RBI single in the 11th. Strikeout of Sutherland, 2 away. Not only Shirley's 2-out RBI or two RBI single in the 11th, but his defense has been spectacular tonight. He has made the plays that you're supposed to make. Hasn't really been spectacular as far as like highlight reel plays, but he has made all the plays that managers love. Just make the routine plays. He'll come up with a web gem every now and then, but make the routine plays, and Shirley has definitely done that. Ahead of Colsing. Tony chops one up the middle. Shirley ranges, makes the grab, fires to first, and retires the Broncos. And a big road win on this opening game of the 4-game series for Liberal. They come from behind. That run in the 8th tied it. 4 in the 11th, win it. Liberal 6, El Dorado 2. The Broncos fall to 5-3 in league play. Liberal is 8-3 in league play. And this should be just a dynamite series. Same 2 teams will play tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. And you can watch and listen to all those games right here on YouTube. I'll have the link for the game posted shortly. And all the games are always archived as well. So if you want to go back and watch any part of it, by all means, go ahead and do that as well. It'll be archived probably in about an hour or so, maybe even less than that. So the BJs win it 6-2. Jacob Hernandez is the winning pitcher, and the losing pitcher is Derek Feige. Time of the game was 3 hours and 2 minutes. Liberal wins it in 11, 6-2. So, hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We're back on the air tomorrow night at 6:55 for Game 2 of this 4-game series, Liberal and El Dorado. Until tomorrow night, have a marvelous evening, everybody. Thanks for listening to Bronco Baseball here on YouTube. Wins it in 11, 6-2. So, hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We're back on the air tomorrow night at 6:55 for Game 2 of this 4-game series, Liberal and El Dorado. Until tomorrow night, have a marvelous evening, everybody. Thanks for listening to Bronco Baseball here on YouTube. Wins it in 11, 6-2.